try to understand where I'm coming from here with the idea of jobs and work. Now, I work at UPS, which, nothing wrong with UPS, whatever. But what I'm saying is, let's just go all the way to, say, they have a mission statement. Every corporation has like their mission statement, what they intend to do with their business and how they intend to help people. Their mission is to provide fast service to their customers and get them their packages or their deliveries or their mail on time or their deliveries on time. To me, that is not important. That doesn't resonate with my heart. That doesn't help anybody do anything but be conceited and convenienced. That's not something people need. They have to understand need is important when it comes down to life or death situations. And this is the biggest life and death situation all human beings have had to face. People that feel like they're less than or feel like they're not important don't understand that they are important and they need to understand what's happening right now with them involved. So when it comes to a job I have, I'd rather have not a job, period. But if I have to do something, it's got to have some kind of, it can't be immoral. I don't want to be harming or hurting any kind of animals, any kind of living thing. I don't really want to toxify the earth in any way, diesel truck deliveries and stuff like that. I don't want to even contribute to that. But it's like I can't get out of it. So if anything, I want to learn the least about the place. And I want to do the easiest, like mentally, and the most difficult physically. Maybe not most difficult, but challenging physically. I want something to be exercise at work. So let's just say I'd rather unload trucks, which most people think is grunt work. I'd rather unload trucks and lift and sweat than stand behind a machine and boop and scan it for a package for somebody to get their thing. I don't care. Their package is not important to me. Their soul is. Their happiness. Their livingness. I can't even say happiness. I mean happeningness at that point. But their livingness being cleansed, because that's why they're here. They're stuck and they want to keep doing stuff. And they don't even know what they want to do. They don't even know why they're here. And it's in their name. I can tell them. I can show them. But it's up to them to be brave enough to do it, because there's people out there who won't allow them to pursue their own goals. There really is. There's a lot of people out there who are stopping you from pursuing your own goals because they've told you what you have to do and you've agreed to it. Whether you say you've agreed or you've been forced to comply for a long time and now you just feel like it's what you do. Now it's time for you to understand that in a way, deep down, you're agreeing with whatever you're going to do right now. You don't have to do it. The dramatic part that could come into play there is that what you might have to deal with is that there could be a moment where someone comes and tries to physically force you to do something that you don't want to do, whether it's get a job or go to jail or shoot you or hurt you or kill you or tell you to move and work. But that's the kind of stuff where people have to understand that's not legal in whatever. That's not nature. That's not natural. That's not God. That's people really messing with other people and having them so psychologically warped that they can't understand what is right and wrong. Because right means you had your personal judgment in this situation and it worked out harmoniously for all involved. That's what true right would be. Because right, as we read, continues forward. If it's wrong, it's going to stop it. It's going to be a W right before an R, which stops it. It's like dividing it into two vital things. If you put a W before an R and say ong, the long way is going to be wrong. It's going to be two V's, two vital things recognized, ongoing, now generated. So it's saying it's not the same. It's separated. So now we're saying RI, we're saying reoccurring identity generated here. Plus, so we're going to the right. It's correct. That's what right and wrong mean. People don't even know what the fuck right and wrong mean. And if they did, they'd be like, what does wrong mean? Well, it means that in whatever situation it is, these two ideas don't coexist. They're two vital things separated into a W with an R next to it. Just like when you write a word, if you write and you come from your heart and you use knowledge to make it correct, then it's also right. But you can write something down, lie knowingly, lie by accident, or make a mistake without knowing, and it can be wrong. So just because you write something or say something is a right, it doesn't mean it is. It matters on if you consciously can understand and comprehend how it's affecting things in your environment and if it's harmonious or not. That is the simplest way to explain right and wrong. And when it comes to forcing people to have to get a job and cooperate in a money system, it's totally wrong. And I don't care if people don't like to hear that. The problem is that's true, and they want to say that that's not true. That's not true. We've got to have money to live. You got to give money to the ground to grow trees and fruit and vegetables. You got to give money to the sky so that it'll rain on us and give us water. Other than that, what else the fuck is money for? To trade with each other? To convenience yourselves? It's ridiculous, and it's really sad that people are continuing to do it. I feel like children would be the only people who would walk around handing money, plastic, or chips back and forth for value. Children, every single one of them. Every single person here on earth is a child of God, and I truly understand God. It feels like you're my children, all of you. And do you know how hard that is for me to deal with, where I just want to show you how much I care about you? But instead, it ends up looking like I have to try to discipline people, not in a negative way, but in a way where I'm like, you shouldn't do that. That's not actually a good thing. That's not something you actually have to do. What you think is wrong. And they just don't want to hear that because they don't want to admit they're wrong. It's so hard to deal with from a personal perspective. It's simple to deal with from a spiritual perspective because I know that's why we're here. But I also know we're here to work those things out. And some human being like me as Dan can really help people out more than they've ever been helped. And I know that, so I have to say it. If I don't, I'd be harming others by lying to them. Since I can help them the most, I have to tell them I can. If you were a master at craftsmanship and somebody wanted somebody to build them something that was very crafty and very well done, you wouldn't say, well, I don't know how to do it. Ask that guy. And he's like sitting over there hammering his finger. It's simple stuff like that. But on a spiritual level, all the great masters, no matter how great they made it sound to all the billions and millions and gagillions of followers they have, they didn't explain anything to anybody because everybody's still fucking confused. I'm not. I'm fused with it. I'm it. And so are you, and I'm trying to show you that you are. But you want to refuse to know that you're it. And know that you can decide your future. And you can say no to the people that you think control you. You think they control you. They think they control you. But you can show them that they're wrong. And you can also do that, but you got to start by admitting that you were wrong, at least in some way, or too afraid to act against people who are wronging you. Be brave, truly. Don't strap up a gun and go fight another country. That's not brave. That's stupid. Very stupid. Doesn't mean I don't like the people. It just means that I hate what they're doing, and I know that they're being very unconscious. That's all it means. Nothing against the people, because they're just spiritual beings, but their names collide with the world, and the world around them tells them how they should be, and they agree on harmonious, resonant levels, and it's just something that I understand, and nobody else understands but wants to say that they do. Oh, I get that. I understand that. Yeah. I'm like, no, you don't. Until you clean your body completely, you may consciously think you get it. But until you clean your body and clean your mind, both of those, start doing activities that are smart and harmonious, that's when you'll understand. But until you do that, you couldn't possibly understand if you say one thing and then do the wrong thing a second later. Got to start acting conscious if you want to truly be conscious.